Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Revolution Radio. Every Tuesday night, we bring you the Out of Box Report. This week, a very special episode with Rod Weber and Lauren Pespiza from Massachusetts after our comrade got into a little trouble fucking with Joe Biden's kid. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades from across the country, this is the Out of Box Report. And there you go, brother. Of course, we'll edit it in later. Hey, Daryle, how are you?
What was all that?
I have no idea.
Oh, brother. Can y'all tell that Leah is not with us today?
Live, baby.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's going on?
I'm gonna blame the smog. Rod and Lauren gave me a good excuse for the show, so I'm gonna blame this smog.
Yeah, but everybody sees you outside and knows that the smog is not evident. So
hang on a minute, I'll fix that in just 1 second. I got a solution to that. Hold on.
Oh, don't do anything that might shut this down. Hey, Rod. Hey, Lauren.
Hey.
How you doing?
How's it
Hi,
going?
Daryle Lamont Jenkins. That was okay. He's over here. He's right here. Yeah, that's Brian.
Hey,
See, I
Brian.
forget how I have to look whenever I'm
Look at
pointing
the smog. Look at the smog.
Oh,
Smog. I'm sitting in the smog.
yeah, brother. Well, hi. This is something that's about a semblance of the Ida Box Report, and I said I'm Daryle Lamont Jenkins, and Brian Powers is here with me. Christian could not make it today, and as you could probably tell, neither can Leah. but they'll be here next week, which will be our last show of the season. Next week will be just us. I don't know what the hell we're doing next week. We'll probably have some guests, but we are going to be taking off for the month of August. We won't be back until after Labor Day. So we want to make this count if y'all don't mind. Had a little hangnail. In any case, as you can see down below, Brian and Lauren here. And as Brian said in that haphazard introduction, there was some fun and excitement that was going on in New York City. But before we mostly because of him. And by the way, I have to say one of the funniest live streams ever.
Thank you, sir.
One of the funniest in the world. I mean, nothing will ever compete with that.
Don't challenge him. Don't make him one.
Yeah, you're right. No, screw that. I'm challenging him.
Oh boy.
Harry Houdini pulled off some stunts in the past. I'm quite sure you're right up there with him when it comes to political stunts. So hey,
I am about to start the Antifa Soros Wrestling Club. I mean, where's that, baby? George Soros, where's our daddy Warbucks? Come on, you need a little power to fight some power. That's what I always hear.
Hey, I'm
Soros neck.
I'm down. I'll be 53 on Thursday, so I don't know if I'll be up to it. And I'm up to it. Thank you. Sadly, though, on my birthday, first of all, I just want to say that I'm going to be out and about in North New Jersey checking out a free concert by Eric B. and Rakim that day. So yeah, I'm going to have a real good time. Nice. And but sadly, there's another significant moment. There's another significant anniversary that is happening on that day. That's the 10th anniversary of Oslo, of the Oslo shooting, where an anti-Muslim scumbag by the name of Anders Breivik went and killed a lot of people.
75 people there.
Yeah, yeah. So we want to just send up our much love to everybody as they observe this day. And it is what it is. And the next day will be the 10th anniversary of Amy Winehouse passing away. So it's just it was a hell of a weekend. I was actually in Providence when all of this went down too, and I was just like, what a day. What a freaking day. So Brian, you're quiet.
Yeah, no, just taking it in. I can't believe it's been 10 years. Amy Winehouse was a huge influence on me. I mean, I absolutely adored her voice and her style and everything about her. So I can't believe it's been 10 years. That's one of the things where you say, I'm like, oh shit, 10 years? That seems like yesterday to me. Very, very, very huge loss. Huge loss to the music. Huge.
It's unfortunate. It's a shame. And she joined that 27 club, as they like to put it. I remember I was listening to somebody in Philadelphia who said years before she passed that she was on a downhill spiral and she probably wasn't going to make it to 30, and she was like 24 then or something like that. And sure enough, he was right. Preston Elliott of the Preston and Steve Show. I was listening to it when he said that. I was like, wow. So it's unfortunate, but in any case, what's also unfortunate, I should say, is that we were not here. Or were we? Were we here to talk about how much Patriot Front got their asses kicked on Thursday? On the 4th of July weekend? Oh, so we missed the opportunity to talk about that.
A little bit. We discussed what went on in Philadelphia. You're talking about what went on in Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We showed it. That's right. I'm trying to run it down.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to run down what it is that we talked about over the because we didn't have a show. I don't think we had much of a show last week. We didn't have a show last week because I was caught up.
You took last week off, yeah.
Yeah, I took last week off, and then these two shows will be it for the rest of the summer. So we may as well just jump to it because we got to talk about what you did, Rod.
Yeah. Thank you.
How could you sully our president's legacy like this?
Our president's legacy. Well, I think I stated in the beginning of the video, Joe Biden's had a long history of working with segregationists, Klansmen, Robert Byrd, obviously. And I made the point that in the past couple of months, actually, June specifically, he dropped tons of bombs on Iraq, going after the Iranian-backed militias. Which was in response. It was, it's been a back and forth, which really goes back to 9/11 and the fictitious weapons of mass destruction. So Joe Biden's corrupted by the office. He might have gone into this this life of public service with the greatest of intentions, but I think that the office corrupts the individual. And you cannot help but become a tool of the military-industrial complex, which he has. So, we've got 165,000 active duty troops across 150 countries around the world. In his first month alone, he supported NATO troop surge in Iraq, approved $65 million in arms to NATO, $60 million in arms to Jordan, $85 million to Chile, $197 million to Egypt. Maintained U.S. support for Saudi defensive war in Yemen, and dude has set up $1 trillion for nuclear weapons. And this is one of the things that he was saying that he would never do when he was campaigning. Okay, so there's the Medicare for all. Listen, I try to limit. I'm going to stop myself there. There's a lot of shit that he promised and fucked up on. I try to make my protest about his involvement with the Forever War, and I dropped a little Julian Assange in there as well. But you know, I feel that he deserves every bit of ire that I dropped on that day, and I'm so glad that I brought $100 and $1 bills, which I have to say was inspired by my good friend Vermin Supreme, which you know, to a certain degree was inspired by something else that you know that we had done together with Andrew Yang. Just you know, making it rain on politicians. It's oh my god. So maybe I've said too much. Should we set up?
I think we should set up the video. But I got to tell you, man. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you was on point with calling it out. I think a lot of people keep forgetting that that Joe Biden was not our first choice for president.
No.
Now let's face it. We were going to have problems with anybody that was going to be in that office. That's just the way it goes. But come on, the last person that everybody said they wanted to be president becomes one. Or second to last, if you think about Trump. And I think that's what they were basing it on. The fact that he was the second to last and he wasn't Trump. Well, he might not be Trump, but by the same token, he's something else. And that still needed to be addressed, and you addressed it.
Yeah, I mean, not just that. I mean, I went to all the. I don't want to say all of it, but I went to a lot of the primary events through New Hampshire and Carolina, and Joe Biden could barely fill a high school auditorium. He was having more trouble than Hillary Clinton, with the exception I saw a rally in Virginia where he did real well. And they played that on the news over and over again. They found a primarily a black high school and you know, filled it with the faces that I think that they wanted to see, and pumped that narrative that Joe Biden was good with a black agenda, even though he, you know, a week before that he was saying that you know, folks weren't black enough. I mean, if you remember that weird quote.
Yeah, but that part, little word of advice to folks. I knew what he was trying to say. He wasn't the vehicle.
Well,
that's just
I'm not the vehicle. None of us real motherfuckers over here are the vehicle. I was just saying it was a little bit awkward, and from what I observed, he was having a hard time bringing people out, whereas Trump and Bernie were packing the house. Now, I'm not saying that makes Trump a good thing. And, you know, I think Bernie was well-intentioned. He certainly would have been a much better choice, but they were never going to let him have it. They were never, ever going to let him have it. I mean, that's how this works.
Brian, you had something?
I guess I want to, before we watch this, it starts off, this video we're going to watch is a clip where it starts off with you on the street before you go into the gallery. And I was just curious, like, did you have some goals? I mean, clearly you bring attention to this cause, and thanks for, you know, talking about that. But I mean, as you're preparing to go in there, did you have like I know I've done protests where I risked arrest and stuff like that, but I definitely wanted to make a mark in one way or another. What were your expectations going in there, and did you meet him?
Well, first and foremost, I didn't expect that he would be bear hugging me like he did for the entirety of that video. So I came with a Joe Biden sign, which I had hoped to set on fire after I left the building. And I figured if it was like other protests that I'd done of a similar nature, I announced my intention to get arrested, to let them know that I'm not leaving, which I did say to the dude. But he's like, no, you're gonna run. I don't believe you. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, I want credit for this. Like,
I'm gonna save my comments on Daryle, dude, until after we watch this.
Yeah. But
this is a 12-minute video, and we're gonna sit there. If you want to give commentary as we put it on. I'm very cool with that. Now I gotta find the video because it's on my computer, and I took it away from. See, I'm normally not doing this part, so and here we go.
Wait, just 1 second though.
All right, let us stop it here.
No, that's but just again to my objectives was to call it the fact that Joe Biden had set up this arrangement through the announcement by Jen Psaki about the gallery selling Hunter's stuff. This is total lack of transparency. You saw during the last administration, they made a big deal about the emoluments clause. I think this goes totally against the spirit of campaign finance reform and they'd created basically a vehicle for laundering money to sway political influence. So I wanted to draw attention to that. That was the main thing. My goal is not Hunter Thompson so much.
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Thompson?
It wasn't Hunter
Close
Thompson
enough,
either.
He has other issues.
Good vibe, you know.
Yeah, no, Hunter Thompson's great. My goal isn't so much going after Hunter Biden, but Joe Biden and the lack of transparency there. And again, like I said, all the arms that he'd been selling, all the bombings that had taken place, the stuff that I just said a minute ago. But I just wanted to make that point about transparency and why we're at why I was at the art gallery before we go into it. But here, that's it.
Right, let us begin. Hunter Brian, are you ready?
I was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Beer or something.
What?
I was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, man. I had to put on a long sleeve shirt.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Hey, you're assaulting me. You're assaulting me, sir. You're assaulting me. You're assaulting me.
Did he have to jump like that?
Call the cops, please.
You are assaulting me.
Did he go after the spray can?
You have
there? Is
no
that
right
what he was going after?
to constrain me like this. Ow! What are you doing, motherfucker?
I'm detaining.
Are you a cop? If you're not a cop, get off of me.
Citizen's arrest.
Oh, it's a citizen's arrest. Is that right?
Citizen's arrest.
What, because you're down with Joe Biden's war crimes? And
This
his
is
son?
a citizen's arrest.
Oh, a citizen's arrest. Okay, I get it.
Please.
Citizen's arrest, everyone.
Yep.
To leave. Don't touch me. Then leave. This is.
I'm recording something going on inside of your own.
Leave. Leave the gallery.
Where did this fucking video come from?
Thank you. Leave.
Get off of me. Let me go.
This isn't the live stream,
Let
y'all.
me go.
The live stream
Just like
will talk
Joe
about
Biden's
you.
grip on Syria. I could have punched him. I could have attacked him. I could have done all kinds of shit. Joe Biden's a war criminal, and you promote his son's work to launder his money. Laundering his money so he can do war crimes. He's gonna do war crimes. Criminal, 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 criminal.
Hey, I'm glad they let you keep the silly string.
No, they took that too.
Yeah, but a little too late.
If you guys are,
Oh, yeah.
if you guys are laundering money from Ukrainian or Russian mobsters or wherever the fuck, you know, it would be good for transparency. Who bought his painting? That's all. I'm recording this as long as this goes on.
That's fine. You can record it. I mean, he vandalized the place.
I didn't vandalize it. It's hairspray.
I'm outside, but I'm not going to stop recording. No, I'll record them too. They'll probably treat him better than the way he's been. You know, we've got like I don't know, a minute. What? Cool. It's art. And you guys apparently are concealing who bought Hunter Biden's painting. This is a giant news story right now. And
That's great. What's the darn nation?
it doesn't matter if you're laundering money from a person who is they should let him go.
Oh,
He's ready to go. You seem okay with like
He could have hurt you there.
You're dying here.
Yeah.
You're too fat for this.
I am too fast for this.
Yeah. All right. You gonna go another round?
I don't want to go another round. I just want to wait for the cops.
Well, sorry. All right.
the White House concealing who purchased Hunter Biden's painting is really stupid. Abusive.
Ride the pony. Ride the pony. Woo! Ride the
that a
pony.
shout out to Bremen Spring.
That was.
He's too fat. Woo! Woo! Oink, oink.
We were were so cute together.
So if you're telling the police that two people vandalized it, that's not good.
Let go of me, dude.
I can't. You're just gonna run. I don't want this trouble either. I am too fat for this.
Why does
Look at
he
me. I weigh
care
fucking
so
250.
much? Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
What's your name, buddy?
I can't give you my name. You're having this on mine. I don't want to do anything. I'm just keeping you here for the cops.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm trying
Let
to
go
be
of me.
nice.
Let go of me.
Can't. You're gonna run.
You're still assaulting me.
This is not an assault.
You're-
It's a
it's
citizen
assault.
arrest.
It is assault.
It is a citizen's
It's
arrest.
absolutely assault. Hairspray is not illegal. Hairspray not illegal. Let me go.
I have to wait for the cops.
Joe and Hunter Biden always bear hugging the shit out of little people.
I am one of the little people.
No. You're working for Joe Biden here. You're working for him, man. Yeah, you are, buddy.
The waltz.
Let go. Let go of me, buddy. Let go of me. I'm not going to run. I'm going to walk away.
No, you can't walk away either.
I
I have to
get-
wait for the cops.
All right.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Hold on.
I'm too tired.
Wait.
We're both
Let's make it rain. Woo! We're going to make it rain. It's like Joe Biden. Make it rain. Making it rain, everyone. Like Joe Biden. Woo! Hunter Biden. Oh, yeah. Make it rain, everyone. Joe Biden and Hunter Biden at the George Burgess Gallery. Making it rain. Making it rain. Woo! Yeah. For Syria, for Iraq. All those people that are being
That's the part I
subjected by
should've
Joe
used in the
Biden
intro.
and Hunter Biden, who you're working for right now. But I'm here to make it rain. We're giving back to the people because the people are the only ones that we've got. I love you, Bobby boy. I love you, Bobby boy. Let's make it rain. We'll go insane. I love you, George Burgess. I love you, Hunter Biden. I love you all. So let's make it rain. Let's make it rain. Let's make it rain for Hunter Biden. He's gone insane. The Coca-Cola straight to his nose and then to the pockets of George Burgess.
Yeah, I'll help.
I don't know. I feel like you're taking advantage of me, man.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
What about the Biden crime family appeals to you the most? Oh, come on, tell me. Why do you work here? Huh?
Well, it sounds
You
like
gotta
they're
have some
coming.
reason. Is it because Joe
That was
Biden
the ambulance.
draped rainbow flags on all the Raytheon missiles? It's because he's cutting deals with foreign countries to help bomb little brown kids halfway across the world? Is that why you wanted to work here? Is that what it's about, Bob?
Now this dude didn't lie and say
I mean,
that
I
money
guess
on the
so.
ground was his. Does
You want to
is
talk
he?
about something else?
Say again?
We can talk.
He
Let me
didn't
tell
lie
you.
that
That's
that
the
money
thing to
was
talk
his.
about,
What-
right?
did he?
Come
on the
man,
ground?
I'm just trying to be nice to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be nice to you, but you're a
Hey, boss,
dum-dum.
I can't hear you.
Dum-dum or not?
Okay,
You're,
well,
you're
I'll
working
ask
for
you.
the terrorist, Joe Biden and family. You know, rainbow flags on the Raytheon missiles. That's how you're going to do it. Can we at least spin around for the crowd? Do a 160?
No, I can't.
Come on, please. This is what we're doing. Come on, we got you.
We should get him on the
I don't know what's
show.
going on here?
Oh, yeah. I can't reach out to him. There's a
Really
restraining.
strange outing.
I'm not
talking
encouraged.
Hi. Hi, EMT lady, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I want to talk to you. EMT, I want to talk to you. EMTs are here. Ow! Motherfucker! Get off of me! Get off of me! Bob, get off of me! Bob,
You
let
sound
go of me.
genuinely pissed at this moment.
The authorities are here!
Well, you hurt me.
He's assaulting me!
He's got a bruise.
All
to
right,
show later.
George, stop helping war criminals.
That dude's gonna get fired in 6 months for being 15 minutes late to work on that clock. It was really
My legs now. You're hurting my leg. Let go of me. I've been nothing but peaceful. And yes, thank you. I have. Say it again. I've been nothing but peaceful. Get off of me.
Let your leg go more or less.
Let my leg go at least. all right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to let me stand up and talk to the EMTs.
Because you ran.
No, you're preventing me from talking to medical people.
I'm preventing you.
You are preventing me from talking to EMTs.
They're right there.
I want to talk to them. All right, this is what the Biden administration and your gallery will be known for. Hey, Biden, when are you going to fucking let Julian Assange out of jail? You going to keep jailing journalists? Yeah, I get it. He's kind of a sleazeball and all that. But as far as the record goes, he hasn't done anything. And because of the Siggy Thorderson case, that dude fucking admitted to lying. There is no case. Let him go. He's a fucking piece of shit. But you're jailing journalists, Joe Biden. Hunter Biden, you fucking participate in this, and you say nothing. And if George fucking shithead gallery does nothing and just promotes you, you're all a part of it. George Burgess gallery, fucking jailing journalists, tackling them, strangling their legs. The cops won't even show up. Just let go of my fucking leg, shithead. Let go of my leg. I'm just lecturing now. I'm lecturing now. How about that? I can lecture with you on top of me. You want to go reverse cowgirl? Maybe give me a rusty trombone or a reach around. You want to get real sexy with this shit, dude? Because I'm getting real fucking sick of this. Real sick of this. I have been peaceful. My fucking hands are up. I'm doing nothing.
I just love how people
You've been
just
laying
walk
on
in
top
and
of
out
me
like
for
I had
half an
nothing
hour.
going on. It's New York.
Get the fuck off, Bob. You're just like the Biden administration. Let me at least sit up. Get some handcuffs. There must be an S&M shop somewhere in Manhattan. Who's got some handcuffs? Jesus fucking Christ. Some ropes? Some light whips? Some ass play? You want a ding-dong with my ding-dong? Come on, guys. You must have something to tie me up with. You got a couple of butt plugs over here. Oh, no, they're door stoppers. My bad. I just want to sit up, Bob. Get off of me.
Yeah.
Get off of me.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Where can I put this in my pocket?
No, don't go in your pocket. I'm just putting it. Put your hands behind your back.
He's the one who attacked me. He attacked me.
Back up. Back up. Those are instruments of torture intended to hurt me.
He attacked me, not the other way around, copper.
They're scooping up the money.
Who is this? He's just the guy. I just want to know what's going on. Back up. Back up.
Fuck Donald Trump, but fuck Joe Biden too.
Why did you go to this gallery?
Because Hunter Biden here is helping to launder money for his papa. That's why Daddy War Crimes was the words on the wall. Hunter Biden is here to launder money for oligarchs and to do the bidding of his masters to hurt brown people across the other side of the globe. And this gallery is laundering his lies and his money. These people here are nothing but warmongers, and they are tools to the military-industrial complex.
That happened.
I am going to put this back up again because he was right. He's like, Rod, you have immense patience. The second time he pulled the body slam, I would have reacted very differently. Yes, truly.
Wait, yeah. Now you have to remember too. I think there was a couple other body slams in there.
Quite a few.
This was a short and 12-minute version. I was trying to make something digestible for the general public that might not have the patience to watch the whole hour and a half live stream. You know,
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He said hour and a half live stream. See, there was one person that was videotaping. Obviously, he wasn't the only live stream. There was another camera there.
Yeah.
And the other camera is what you saw for the most part. But Rod still had his phone.
Yeah. Which was unbelievable that somehow it kept live streaming even when it went in the cop's pocket. I'm told in the backseat of the cop car, all my weird commentary, maybe Lauren remembers it better because you guys were watching it.
I was watching it.
Yeah, it was all black.
watching
You could hear everything the cops were saying and everything you were saying. But this happens with Rod. Every time he gets arrested, his phone is still live until he gets booked. Like this happened at Straight Pride when you got arrested. We were so excited to tell you, hey, your phone was live the whole time.
Right.
Like he has this weird magic luck where his phone's always kept, like the cops never know how to turn it off or something.
And you were right. By the end there, at that last body slam where I'm getting close to the door, I was trying to frame myself. I was not trying to get away. I was just trying to. I saw that the photographers were there. I was just trying to, to get to the door so they could see what was going on. And
I mean, you yelling out the door while people are just like casually walking over you because it's New York.
So New York,
like it's wicked funny.
Yeah.
Like I mean, there's even some of the video I saw. There's people when he was like doing the Make It Rain stuff in Joe's footage. People were walking by saying, "Oh, they must have this is an interesting performance artist or something," and then kept walking.
Yeah,
like they thought.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too.
Gallery.
Yeah.
People were probably thinking that this was just part of a show or something.
Yeah,
like
totally.
And in a way, it was. They didn't know that I wrapped them in with my Dada-esque performance, but there they are.
Now, here's the thing. Now, on the serious tip, what are the charges and what do you have to put up with over the next couple of months going forward?
So they are charging me with graffiti, criminal mischief, assault, and I think one other similar charge. But it's important to notice that there's a lot of folks out there that bitched me out saying, you can't just walk into someone's shop and start spray painting. And one specific guy, I'm not going to name his name, who was a shop owner. He was very upset by this, but he's a friend of mine, and I kind of politely educated him and showed him video of me with this pink hairspray to show that my intent was not to damage anything. Now, in New York City, graffiti is defined in penal law, subsection 145-602, as the etching, painting, covering, drawing upon, or otherwise placing a mark upon public or private property with the intent to damage such property. So this is why the graffiti charge will absolutely not stick. There is a lesser crime of criminal mischief. Now, that's what I was charged with in Miami. When I did that Epstein didn't kill himself stuff, which by the way is in the same category as Bigfoot. I've made it known that I'm a provocateur. I'm throwing out some of these concepts, and I don't necessarily think of myself as a hardcore Epstein truther, as some people have opined that I am. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Right. But I am dabbling with some of that stuff.
Yeah, but he really likes UFOs, so.
I
grew up on that.
So. I love conspiracy theories. I love UFOs.
Man, and Christian's not here.
But I'm for empirical. As a documentarian, I'm for empirical facts. And so if you don't got the receipts, then fuck off. Definitely, I'm playing in those waters.
That too. Yeah, so
I'm playing in those waters.
I wanted to ask, because I think what you're referencing to is, and if people don't know, is some of the press that came out this after, including ABC News and some major news outlets reported in the headline that you assaulted staff at this art gallery, and nothing could be further from the truth. And just the other, like last week on my show, I went through this whole shaming rant on CNN and Fox News for all their fucking garbage. But quite honestly, ABC News and the local reporting, shame on them. Shame on them for putting that in a headline and clearly trying to frame a scenario. And like you said, you got these other charges pending. I mean, that could influence down the road, that people get influenced by that. And
they're going to drop the assault charges. He never threw a punch on video. He got assaulted by two people there.
That's my point. And that's my point. Why the fuck is a news outlet putting that in the headline? And I'm just so sick of what garbage we call journalism in this country, because that's dangerous kind of journalism. When you say somebody assaulted somebody in the headline of one of your articles, you could affect that person's whole life. And Rod, I mean, you love the attention. I get it. I know you have faith in your analysis of the legal system and all that. But they might do this to anybody on the street at any given time, and it can really
They
devastate
have
you.
done this to anybody.
It's crazy,
Well,
irresponsible journalism. They owe you an
And
apology.
I hear you on loving the attention, but I say more importantly that I believe in diversity of tactics. And so, you know, while I believe in masses coming out with signs, protesting things that are important to us, those aren't always the things that grab the headlines. And
Right.
so I'm trying to bring attention to things that that is not necessarily getting, you know, the attention that it's receiving in the mainstream. What you're talking about is just shit libs. ABC is pushing a shit lib agenda. All the lefty outlets seem to follow suit on that, and even Yahoo News shared out the ABC thing. They continue the libel and the slander, and progressive outlets that I've talked to about it kind of considered covering the story.
And they liked it personally.
Yeah, but at this point, you guys are the only one. And this is the crazy thing: is progressives everywhere are on my side with it, but for whatever reason, are afraid to talk about it. They're afraid to put it on their
Hunter
show. And
Biden is like off limits or something.
See, but the thing is this: we warned them. We warned them that okay, look, I was already pissed off about the fact that we were having Biden forced upon us, but I was saying, look. I'm not gonna after he becomes president. If he does things that we need to be critical on, we're gonna be critical. You can't tell us not to. And look at what the Democrats are doing now too. By the way, I gotta put this on as an aside. I mean, they seem to be more interested in protecting the Democratic Party than they are about helping us as a society. I mean, you could probably say that about both parties. Both parties are in the process of self-preservation, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Or maybe they're trying to tear it down into the ground and try to build something up that they can control even better. BS on that. But the thing that's irking me is that I just found out some news. That they are now establishing some sort of campaign or raising some sort of money so that they can better protect their incumbents during primaries. Now, I can appreciate it somewhat if you have some Democrats out there that want to try to defend the incumbents against the primary. Yes, I get that. But when you are mounting an effort and letting people know that you are doing it as a party, you're basically telling everybody that wants to come up in that party to fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's not good when the elites in the party are not listening to those who are supposed to be voting for them. You know?
That's because more and more people are primarying them from the left, especially at the local level, and they don't like it at all. It gets them shook. Like they are just like, I see it in Boston all the time. So, I mean, you know, unfortunately, that is extremely anti-democratic what they're doing. And it's not like they're not already protected just by the virtue of being there and having their name known as the incumbent on the ballot anyway. So
I got Brian.
Yeah, I mean, like I had some experience with this in Trent, and I had like a staff job with a union, and talking to some of the other staffers and the younger generation, it was kind of like this agreement that some of these older liberals just have to die off. They'll never lift a finger to get out of power or to take anybody out of power who's their sugar daddy. Quite frankly, you know, the daddy war crimes is befitting not just because of his kids' involvement, but because Joe Biden's the ultimate sugar daddy right now for the Democratic Party. And you got a lot of other sugar daddies. In Jersey, the Norcross family, you know, I'm sure there's sugar daddies up in Massachusetts that can get you money, jobs, political appointments. And nobody really wants to rock the boat. And even though we see challengers from the left, and I'm not going to pick on any given one, but we've seen challengers from the left, even when they assume office, just totally sell out what they campaign on, because ultimately, if you don't pay homage to the party and the party line, then they're going to kick you to the curb. They're not going to put you in places of power. They're going to completely marginalize you wherever you go. And I tell you, you know, you point out that we're the news outlet covering you right now. and I'm really proud of that. But it's also a result of we don't have that pressure. We're independent. Nobody donates to us from corporate America. It's just, a bunch of comrades, chipping in to make media happen, and we need more of it. Shit.
Just to let you know, Leah has showed up, but
but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That you're able to have this conversation here, and you're not afraid to do it. It seems so crazy to me that that's where we're at now. And sometimes I think that's the biggest problem on the left is that folks are so lockstep with whatever the group they're with, that they're afraid to share out certain people doing things that they believe in, to even talk about certain topics. Why aren't we talking about this? Why aren't we talking about the fact that Julian Assange is being jailed? As I said there, and listen, I mean, he had, I didn't mean to fat shame there, but I mean,
how dare you?
But he was putting a lot of weight on me. He did the figure 4 leg lock, and I was genuinely irritated. But I mean, you could
he's
see,
got mad bruises.
You could see,
all over his body.
But I'll put this back up for a minute because I want to make this point because it said the Democratic Party today is hard to distinguish from the 80s party of Reagan. It's one of the things that that's a good line because Robert Anton Wilson once said that a liberal can be a conservative within 20 years without changing a single thought.
Nice.
And when Brian said something about these old liberals need to die out, that's what we say about conservatives all the freaking time. This is where we start
do that though. This shit, people need to be fucking called out now. I'm not down with that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You're the guest. I want to hear what you got to say. I mean, shit. But
this is the thing: is that we're only here on the planet a short amount of time. The idea of waiting for people to die out before we can say shit about them—that's the craziest fucking thing that I've ever fucking heard.
No. Not that we wait until we die until we say shit about them. Wait until they die out to get them out of the seat of power. We should continue to.
That's how people are acting now. I mean,
you can't do that anymore. You gotta fight.
No, but that's what I'm like. Oh, listen, like my entire Twitter thread is definitely anti-fascist. As long as I'm sharing things out that are specifically Antifa related, protest, riot porn. They're all about it. Everyone on my Twitter that shit out. But this went into some kind of territory which I don't know, didn't fit in that paradigm. And a whole lot less people cared about it. Over on Facebook, a lot more people are interested in me as a person, and they can get behind this shit. And a lot of people on Facebook are sharing it.
Daily Caller, Breitbart.
Yeah, and that was
the right wing loved him. They, in fact, untagged him from their years of hate articles about him to promote this because now he's an American hero. He's like, wait a sec, I hate Trump too, bitches. Like, what's going on?
That was the craziest
The right wing loves him because they think it's about Hunter. And, like, we actually would probably hang out with Hunter Biden one day and enjoy his company. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. We talk about the I saw a meme earlier this week. And they were talking about how they had a list of shit libs, and they said that name some that you would want to kick to the curb forever, And I was just like, and they were all people that I would otherwise that I just basically disagree with when it comes right down to the brass tacks. I don't have the issue with shitless is a big one, yeah, of course, but it's not so big that I want them to die, Oh,
right,
yeah. Leah's in it. Leah's playing,
but the right wing covered him like so much with and then the comment section was calling him a hero. But he wasn't doing it for the same reasons they wanted to do it.
It was not.
So it's like, well, they all love you now. That's weird.
Yeah.
I should make a point, by the way, that there was one shit lib that was on that list. Number 8 on this list was Bill Maher. I don't consider him to be a shit lib. I consider him to be shit. So
he's basically a Republican at this point, right? Like I don't know. He's an old.
almost here's where
He
I
just
get
likes
it.
weed, so we all got confused for a while.
Here's where we can get into some serious speaking of weeds. We get into the weeds when I start talking about libertarianism, because Bill Maher has always been a libertarian. Always been
that's what he put out like in the 90s when he was doing Politically Incorrect. That's how he identified. And then he moved into what we know him as now, but he definitely still have that sensibility and his whole anti-Muslim stance. I mean, that came out so much with when Ben Affleck had the debate there with Sam Harris, and Batman owned Sam Harris, who's spends his life opining and writing books on these topics, owned by the guy in a fucking Batman suit.
Yeah, I mean, because the guy in the Batman suit is real. I mean, well, Ben Affleck is a little bit more on the ball.
I'm giving him credit. I'm giving him credit.
That's our boy.
Yeah.
Hey, that could be a fantasy of his.
Harris, on the other
there's
hand,
people that enjoy things being done in Batman costumes. I'm just.
I gotta tell. Oh, stop that!
I have a friend.
Oh, brother. And I gotta say something about Sam Harris and to a greater extent, Bill Maher. They're part of. I guess they're part of what people would call the dirtbag left. But Sam Harris goes to another level. Sam Harris goes to another level because all of a sudden the atheists, these new atheists, become just as dogmatic as the religions that they hate so much. And it's like all of a sudden Sam Harris is turning into a fascist. He's going after
met and dated young atheist white men. Like radical atheist white men, because I will tell you, there are some fucked up people.
Wait, what?
Like atheists, not agnostic, not just questioning, just like those people who like they make it about like it's like a big part of their personality and themselves to like just be very anti-religion in general. And I'm not even religious. Like, I don't care. Why are you talking to me about this for 30 minutes? I don't know what happens after we die. Why are you telling me about this? Like atheist white men in their 30s are weird. So you're not atheist.
I would say I'm agnostic.
Yeah, you have a rational amount of questioning.
I mean, aliens might have seated us here, but I need receipts.
The people that
I'm
are into atheism are the same people who get red pilled. I swear to God, it's really weird, but it's like a weird other version of red pilling.
Okay.
So there's a dogma and there's a Reddit forum for all of it, and the Reddit forum corrupts them all.
I feel like we're gonna have a longer discussion after we get off air.
I think there's a dogma for everything that you believe, it seems like, because I remember once someone telling me when I told him I was a Christian, because that's where I'm at, and he tells me, yeah, I'm agnostic. I don't know the truth, and neither do you. I said, why you gotta be a dick, man?
Hey, at least this doesn't know, because atheists will start giving you some kind of lecture about why if you are not a radical atheist, you're wrong. I mean, even Greg's kind of weird about it.
I think there's.
Let's not talk smack about Christians.
I mean, there's people that look at the repression of large churches and church-state partnerships over the year, particularly in European history. I mean, the church has been used for some pretty evil shit.
Oh yeah,
and there's people that take that view of it, and then there's other people that take the view of from it's a personal thing, like your faith is your faith, and if you got it, good for you. And so I guess when people look at it, I mean, just as a social justice activist, I mean, I worked with people that are deeply religious activists and all the way across the spectrum to that annoying white guy in his 30s that you're talking about. It's one of those things where it can be a driving force for really beautiful and great work, but it also can be used for great evil, and it's a shame that it's but I'm with Rod. I'm an agnostic. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm an agnostic too. I mean, I don't. Whatever. If you're doing,
I'm a Christian. I've seen too much in my life for me not to.
That's awesome.
To be. So it's just like, I mean, I was raised by a mother who is very deeply religious, to the point that she's the mother of a church here.
Wow.
But it's kind of like I've seen too much. I've seen too much, and I know too much for me to to disavow any thing
I'm
that
jealous.
I've experienced in life. It's just like, I mean, that speaking in tongues thing is real.
Really?
Or one that really scares me. And this almost and this is going to sound like border on that supernatural thing. Everybody's going to freak out. My mother will be sitting there and saying that she feels a death aura, and then someone that we are close to dies. And she has done that several times in my life. God is just warning her that somebody's going to be leaving. And it's just like, no, I am not discounting this because she did it again yesterday. So, and I'm taking that to heart because I'm going to see the Super Happy Fun America clowns on Sunday in New York.
Wait. They're going to New York?
Oh, let me explain before we turn.
Wait. What did I miss?
Apple, what do you mean by that's called a false equivalency? Could you? I mean, I'm not calling you out. I just wanted to know what you were referring to. But what I was saying, but what's happening is that there's supposed to be this Free the Insurrectionist rally that's happening on Foley Square in New York City in Manhattan. It's across the street from the courthouses and all, and they're all going to be calling for the freedom and the release of all the those that were arrested in at the Capitol on January 6th, especially the freaking Proud Boys, and they're coming to speak. Shahady is coming to speak along with the woman that was arrested with him.
And Mark.
Yes, she's coming to speak.
In New York on Sunday.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Super Happy.
Yep, this is happening on Sunday. They're going to be out there around 1:00, and we want to encourage everybody to come out and say hi. Get out of our town, even though I live in Jersey. So,
can we recap? Can we recap who Super Happy Fun America is really quickly for our newer viewers? Because
I
thought they had disbanded and gone away, but
I mean, there's been a lot less activity since their big rally in October. But Super Happy Fun America started as Boston Free Speech. Their big, the first one was in May of 2017, and then what really exploded them out was that they were doing a rally the week after Charlottesville in Boston, and so 40,000 protesters came out against them. They then became resist Marxism after they felt like they had their name had rightly been identified with Nazism and fascism. So they rebrand themselves as Resist Marxism. When that started going downhill, they called themselves Super Happy Fun Americans. So that was in So we're talking May of 2017. 2017 is Boston Free Speech. 2018, Resist Marxism. 2019, they make the call for the Straight Pride Parade, which is when they really started to get national headlines. And Milo Yiannopoulos became their spokesperson. But before that, they had on the big one going back to 2017, they had Gavin McInnes was supposed to be one of the speakers. Joe Biggs, who was arrested at the Capitol, he actually did speak. Base Stickman was one of the regular speakers. Jovi Val, who's the guy out in New York City who's always wearing the Nazi medallion, which is a strange one because I believe he's a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. He got kicked to the curb at that.
And he's, as I documented in my film, The Oppressed Majority, Jovi was giving speeches at Resist Marxism. He was an invited speaker doing plenty of anti-gay, transphobic stuff. You had John Camden, who was with not Patriot Front, but
NSC, or
American Guard. It was the weird one out in New Hampshire.
Yeah, American
Guard.
Guard.
American Guard.
all kinds of homophobic stuff coming out of his mouth. Tiny Toisi was a regular speaker at these things. So you get it. It's the regular cast of characters, which most people know from the West Coast. We're also a part of this crew on the East Coast, and it's primarily fronted out of Boston. And they did a bunch of rallies in Rhode Island as well. And I know Daryle was out at that one in October of 2018, which came on the heels. Actually, no, not on the heels. It came right before the Gavin McInnes's event at the social club
the National Social
New York City Nine arrests.
Nationalist Social Club.
Yeah, the New York City Nine arrests. Which anti-fascists basically refused to participate in that. Leading to the two Proud Boys who were jailed and I believe are still in.
They're still in for another 2 years, I guess, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, but so the main characters from this group are Mark Zahadi, who was in the Capitol riots and is still out there speaking, along with Sue Ianni. Sue Ianni is kind of a new participant. But the main
she's actually an elected official in Natick.
In Natick, absolutely, Natick, Massachusetts. But so you got Mark Zahadi, you got Samson Ratchapi, you've got Brandon Navom, and
John Hugo.
And John Hugo.
Hey, they might show up. They might show up. Who knows?
Oh,
right.
Great.
And another big one was Mike Mora, who was arrested a couple months ago for smuggling guns.
No, he was trying to buy guns off an FBI agent.
I'm sorry. You're right. He was smuggling counterfeit bills
for the FBI.
Right, for the FBI
to pay for the illegal guns he was trying to buy from them.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got my wires crossed there. But he came to me a number of times to basically rat out Samson for and these are his words, not mine, but that Samson was working for the FBI.
Well, Samson rolled on him for the cutting his girls.
and whatever. I'm just saying, it seems like so many of these people seem to be working with federal agents. This is a guy
now.
This is a guy who goes around carrying a literal Nazi flag. And
Cameron has ACAB tattooed on his knuckles.
Yeah. Well, he's from NSC 131.
Oh, yeah.
But which is associated with it. Anyhow, you get the idea. I think that's a good introduction for folks.
The local branch of Freaky Cat.
Before we get out of here, however, we got to talk about because we are running a little long, but then again, we came in late, so we'll probably be getting out of here in the next 3 minutes. We got to talk about dumpster fire. What's happening with that?
So I have just sent over the hard drives with the final cut of the movie, which was held up a little bit with, we got T-shirts.
You gotta get on my size.
I don't want to say
7XL. 7XL. Come on, who am I kidding? 7XL.
How many fingers am I holding? 7XL.
All right, 7XL. We'll go get one of those. We'll print up whatever.
I'm the only one that ever needs a 7XL, it seems. A 5XL will be good too.
All right, we'll get you one of those.
I'm trying to put it down.
But yeah, so there was some tech stuff going on, closed captioning. The various stuff, which honestly I wouldn't do for most of my films. When I put out a press majority, it's like, these are the fascists, this is the story, boom, it's out, it's up on YouTube. And then of course my YouTube channel got canceled and deleted for 5 months because they thought I was a fascist somehow. That's neither here nor there, but the point is, this is a big company. They got to cross the T's and dot the I's, and all the T's and I's have been crossed. And so they give us 3 months out in order to pass it off to bigger outlets. That I know they presented it to Showtime and HBO. We don't know who's going to pick them up at this stage, but hopefully it's going to get out to a much wider audience. And my sister, they chose my sister's design. I actually, during COVID, I threw a bunch of money to make a couple. I did some as well, but they liked hers the best, Megan Weber Jordan, and shit's coming along. I mean, it rocks.
We're gonna have a website soon. We're gonna have merch.
Yep. Website. We got.
We have a Twitter. What's the Twitter? We have a Twitter now.
Dumpster Fire 411.
At Dumpster Fire 411 for more updates.
And I've been making some paintings, which aren't necessarily a part of the film, but kind of related to what I've been doing. We got the bear hugging me here while I throw the money. So I don't know if you can see at the bottom. It says "Makes it rain." Daddy makes it rain. Some of the other ones, the old piggy. It says "Where's the clip?" But it's kind of blocked by. We got these big black boots here. We sometimes bring these out at the.
Yeah, we have a whole slapstick routine with the boots.
Kick the fash. We got my daddy sniffs over here. So that's like Biden sniffing the little girl's hair. Some more piggies over.
Pigs and top hats.
I mean, the whole room is. I don't want to pull everything out. There's the giant vagina. Over
there.
Like,
oh, good grief! You still have that.
Yep.
Dude, he still has everything.
Yeah, I
listen. At the end of this, one day there's going to be a Rob Weber museum somewhere in Boston.
Basically, this.
Yeah, we're in it.
all of this is going to be seen by people 100 years from now, and they're going to say, "This is where the magic happened."
No, well,
you're
too kind. But wait,
I know his. Is she bringing the vagina?
No, it's alien DNA. These are just some old signs, the demon semen.
I mean,
where the magic happens.
There's a whole other room full of more.
Yeah,
from Brian's face.
We could do like the weirdest episode of American Pickers here. To be honest, like sometimes I do that, like when Rod's sleeping.
I mean, there's one of the giant dicks that we'd have to move. There's so many levels of.
There's layers.
There's layers and layers of props.
And then you start getting into instruments and just forget it.
So libraries, there might be a
then there's Dinosaur Karen. Yep. Like there's just weird projects everywhere.
I can't wait to get my ass back up there. I'm actually going to be up. I'm going to be up in Providence for a in a couple probably next week. So hopefully I can run up and see y'all.
What are you doing? Is it an event? Is it cool?
It's a wedding. So kind of sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Why didn't I do that? Okay. How's Vermin? Somebody was asking.
Vermin's good. I was at his place.
Yeah, we saw him.
We were at his place. I think a couple days before the stuff in New York City. You might have seen there was a place, the Manhattan Sun.
The Village Sun.
I'm sorry, Village Sun. Published some of the photos that Lauren took of Vermin and I with bananas in our mouth. Yep.
Do that.
So Lauren took those. We were, just hanging out with Vermin out in his compound.
We got to get him on the show. Maybe we'll do it for Labor Day. We'll see what happens after Labor. We're going to do it in the next season.
Yeah, why are you shutting down for the summer? Keep going.
Because I need to just get everything in order. When we started the show, it was just basically spur of the moment. And now that we're getting our groove on, we want to make sure that everything is done right. And plus, as I've seen over this past month, I've just gotten mad busy. And August is not going to be any exception whatsoever. So I really do need the time to just start taking care of things that I need to do, which is going to piss me off because I know we're going to miss things over the summer. We'll just have to talk about it when we get back after Labor Day. Trust me, no white power after Labor Day. That's my rule.
No white power after Labor Day.
Okay.
Sorry, I ran out. I'm sorry I ran out late over here, but I will say that, a lot of work goes in behind the scenes over here. We not just Daryle and myself and Christian and Leah and all our editorial boards, and we have production meetings, and you do need a break. And it's summertime, and you spend some time with our families, but it really does. I know that we're all activists, and we all drive ourselves completely insane.
Wait till you see the Out of Box Report holiday special in the next couple of months.
It's good to stop and relax and recharge the batteries, so we make sure we come out here and we can do our job.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm always telling him to hey, what if we took a vacation?
No. I have more ideas.
Well, see, I gotta say that last week the reason why we took off, and this is the way I gotta show love. I mean, I had some friends of mine that came out from Hawaii and Pennsylvania. They wanted to go around New York City. They'd never been there before. We went up to the Empire State Building, all the way up to the top. And but on Monday, I had to go to a funeral. And I'm just gonna send a shout out to him. Maybe I will look for his video somewhere. His name was Andrew Green, and he was an old roommate of mine. He was part of the furry community too, so we'll just throw that in there. But he was straight up libertarian, and one of the things about him that was really important, I know I was down in libertarians early, but one of the things about him that was important is that his father was one of those that started that first, that founded the Libertarian Party. He was one of the founding members, which meant that Andrew came out of the real libertarians, the ones that actually don't try to make it into something to hide fascism behind.
Right, sure. I mean, it was coming out of the Spanish Revolution. That was basically put forward by anarchists, and then it was socialists who started the Libertarian Party, and that's the foundation.
Let's be fair. The Nestamenko libertarianism, he probably would have shot the libertarians that even Andrew Green's father founded. So, so let's just be real on that. But it was not a fascist thing. It is now. Even Ayn Rand and company, they weren't looking at themselves as being fascist. They were the selfest shit.
Well, let me put back on that a little bit. I feel like there are a contingent of left libertarians who are just deluded into thinking that they can work the red-brown alliance.
That's the people that we gotta fuck with. That's the ones that we got to fuck with, because they're doing some weird shit. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because they're doing that Medicare for All rally across the country. And on Saturday,
Libertarians are?
Not the libertarians, but that those who are trying to make those kinds of alliances, bringing the boogaloo. We've been talking about this for a while.
What? They're bringing the boogaloo to a Medicare for All rally?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's the boogaloo bums that are actually organizing it.
Interesting.
The boogaloo bum that Jimmy Dore gave us.
Oh, I'm so confused now. You mean Zachary Clark, a.k.a. Zachary Daughtry? Yeah.
And the reason why they got on everybody's radar is because a neo-Nazi by the name of Matthew Heimbach was supposed to be a part of the Muncie rally.
I saw that shit. What was that about?
And they said they were punked and they kicked them to the curb. But then we found out that a guy named Ron Bethea out of Detroit was going to be running things out there. And we look at him, and he has an old video where he's talking about there is no such thing as gay women. They just mad. They just some guy made them mad, and if he finds out that you're calling yourself a lesbian, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. And everybody saying, well, he apologized for that. Now fuck you, man. Your video is still up.
Now I got to answer Lauren's question here in regard to Matthew Heimbach, and why is he pushing for Medicare?
Why wouldn't anyone push for Medicare for all? It's a good idea.
I understand, but I interviewed Matthew Heimbach at the 2016 RNC. I didn't know who he was at the time. I was walking through the crowd, kind of doing these silly tongue-in-cheek interviews with my megaphone, walking down the line of people to go in, saying, are there any representatives here that are going to, vote for someone other than Trump? Are you going to write in Jeb Bush? This guy says, I got someone. I'm voting for Commander George Lincoln Rockwell, and I'm like, all right, well, tell me, who the fuck is that? And he says, founder of the American Nazi Party. I'm like, oh!
Yeah, but he's disqualified. He's disqualified. I mean, George Lincoln Rockwell died in 1960.
No, I understand that. And I mean, we got into all of that. The point being is in his discussion with me, he's like, we stand with socialists everywhere, whether it be, Hamas or Rodrigo Duterte. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. You're talking about National Socialists, which they are. And I just kept mocking him, saying, tell me you love Nazis. Nazis. So why do you like Donald Trump? I'm just like, well, I like Donald Trump, but he doesn't go far enough, that sort of thing. But so he was pitching. He was trying to pitch to the crowd that he would be for Bernie Sanders if Bernie Sanders was more of a nationalist. And it was, if you look up that interview, it's one of the weirdest fucking interviews I've ever fucking done.
See, this pisses me off so much.
Hey, look, Kleinbach is one of those guys who thinks he's a politician. Now he's trying to say that he's no longer a Nazi. That's getting David Rovix in trouble.
Well, that's like fucking Biden working with Robert Byrd. How the fuck do people not bring that shit up?
Well, see, here's my thing about the Robert Byrd thing, and this is one of the things that, I mean, we got to be fair with Robert Byrd. He did renounce the Klan well before people were going after Robert Byrd. You know, they started. I'm explaining something. They had started, and this is no defense of Robert Byrd because he did vote to confirm John Ashcroft to be the Attorney General. So old habits die hard. Hey.
Let the Eagles fly.
But the thing that pissed me off is that it was no one said shit about Robert Byrd. Robert Byrd had already said he fucked up like years before. But the problem with Robert Byrd is that they didn't start saying anything. Oh, I'm putting that back up. They didn't start saying anything about Robert Byrd until after Trenton Lott got in trouble for being counsel of conservative citizens. And then it was just a whataboutism. The Robert Byrd thing has always been nothing more than a whataboutism from the right. And that's why I always cut it to the side. That doesn't excuse the fact that he was in the Klan in the first place. What's done is done. But I always try to be careful, make sure that the shit is clarified. I gotta because the fact of the matter is Robert Byrd was called out for being a Klansman 70 years ago, but guys who can't deal with their neo-Nazis now.
Yeah, but so the way that all the headlines are written about that topic are similar to how the left leaning outlets were covering my story with the Hunter Biden gallery. The way that they were written was Robert Byrd a grand master of the KKK? And no, but the answer was he was a grand Cyclops. But all the headlines read like he wasn't. You know?
Yeah, I believe he was a grand master.
No, he was a Grand Cthulhu, Grand
Grand Cyclops, but I mean, like,
whatever.
This is one. They all got these joke names and all that.
I mean, what is that? You know?
That's one of the reasons why I tell people that there is a parallel between how the Klan founded and how the Proud Boys founded, because the Proud Boys always say that they got started as a joke, as a drinking club. They was just out there having some fun and this shit got real. That's exactly how the Klan did it.
The real Nazis, like the old Nazis. They were all just in the
beer hall putsch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so it's like, no, we don't do that. Well, to be real about it, the beer hall push was January 6th. They're going to try that shit again.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly.
They're going to try that shit again. The difference is we see it now. We see it coming. But
well
we saw it.
We saw it. I mean, that's why I didn't.
Oh no, we see more stuff coming, and that's
we saw it coming the last time around. We see it coming again. The rest of Washington D.C.
You know what the deal is?
Their heads went right back up their asses really quick, though. Trust me.
Well, here's the thing. There's a whole story. There's an old line that says those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. And that was exactly what we're doing right now. We're doing everything that led to the rise of Nazi Germany. We're doing it. I mean, as a matter of fact, I even saw one of the some shit lib, not a well-known shit lib, nobody famous, somebody on Twitter trying to blame the anarchists for Hitler because they didn't fall in line with the Weimar Republic. The fuck?
What?
The Weimar Republic had Hitler in line, and then the anarchists had to go and screw everything up, and now Hitler rolls the power. You fucking idiot.
Oh, right. Well, so that actually reminds me of another one, is Biden's anti-terrorism bill. I'm sorry.
That language.
Policy. He removed that?
Yeah, he removed that like last week.
Okay, last week I guess it was taken away. But you remember a month or two back, there was this thing that he put out through the DOD, basically saying that anyone who was anti-racist or anti-government or anarchist an environmentalist was basically labeled as a terrorist. Now, Lauren.
So he took it out of the Navy training manual version of it. I don't know if he took it out of the entire. I have to go back and look, but he did remove it from some of the DoD training manuals.
And the reason why he did that is because we're fighting harder than the Weimar Republic did.
No, it was DOJ, no, Department of Justice.
We see it coming. Like Brian said, we see it.
Well,
But we will try to do something about it because we've been down this road and we don't want to go down this road again. And I think that's the lesson to be learned. Another lesson to be learned is that we're running long on time, and I don't like doing that.
Right on.
But we are going to.
I mean, we start talking about the Weimar Republic, man. I thought we were just getting started on an hour 2.
Yeah, we could. Good thing my father isn't alive right now. We really be rocking and rolling on World War II. My father was a counselor, right? And he always said he wishes that Adolf Hitler was in his caseload because he would love to know what made that son of a bitch tick.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he always would like to know what the hell was going on through that dude's head. As a matter of fact, he basically said about Germany, he's like, what caused an entire country to go completely crazy?
Hyperinflation, a single technical built out of art school.
Oh, he only had one ball?
No, but that's only Hitler. But the entire country was pissed that they had to foot the bill for World War I. Treaty of Versailles was other than shooting Archduke Ferdinand, Treaty of Versailles was the worst fucking thing you could have ever done.
Right.
That was fucking wrong.
Methamphetamines.
Yeah,
the Nazis were hopped up on some shit, boy. And
have you ever seen a Proud Boy in his natural habitat?
I mean, you had.
Why didn't we just dose their water supply with acid? Just counteract it all. It would have been fine.
Right, but you also had the Dulles brothers, working in tandem with the Bank of England in order to fund Hitler to the tune of $80 million months before the Reichstag fire. I mean, they were, trying to fight off the rise of Bolshevism. I mean, it always goes back to like America being in the wrong place, and they act like just like with these strikes that are going on with Biden right now in Iraq. They're going after the militias that are using drones. If we go back to like the atom bomb, the Americans, because they believe in American exceptionalism, they didn't think anyone would get it. Then of course, Russia goes and develops it. And of course we can move up to present day and see now, like they developed the technology. And is it any surprise that there are, factions out there that want to, blow the shit out of everyone? So it seems to me that, the logical thing to be doing would be actually to give people food and schools and help people across the globe instead of blowing them up. But time and time again throughout history, we see that America is like making very bad decisions, and these are things that the general public doesn't seem to be aware of.
Yeah, but do you think Nazi Germany would have arose with or without America?
Without that, it would have been harder for Hitler to do that.
It would have been harder. It would have been harder.
But I mean, I see the same parallel of thought in people who have been people who were denying the COVID crisis when it started and refused to wear masks and refused to protect their neighbors and care about each other. I see the same sort of there's insanity everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets
I think Nazi Germany would have definitely happened with or without America. I mean, there was a lot of play from the revolutions of the 1850s, and there was a lot of hatred directed, not only obviously there was the Holocaust and Jewish people, but there was a lot of Mongolian, anti-Chinese, and anti-Japanese sentiment that drove the rise of Nazi power as
nationalism.
well. And,
people always hate the other.
Yeah, it was all nationalism. So I think
Imperial Japan wasn't either. Let's just put that out there. Imperial Japan. I mean, we don't talk about often what Japan did to China, for example.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so let's not
Russia didn't help that situation any.
No. No.
Oops.
It's all about bad men with mustaches.
Yeah, what you really need is a
man.
really mustache to just establish your dictatorship.
True.
Franz Ferdinand fucking around too was a big mistake. He should not have.
I mean, look at King Leopold.
Hey, I love that band.
He didn't. He just didn't. Didn't have the same.
Don't love the guy. So, all right, we really should cut it. It's about 9:30.
We just bothered ourselves.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, we'll be here forever. I mean, we can just talk all day long about what it is we believe and what it is we're about. But we got to be careful. But we got to be careful and not lose everybody.
Well, to bring it back to my protest there, it's what I said to Jack, who I was calling Bob at the time. I'm doing it for the people, and that's what I think everyone should be doing it for. That's what to keep in mind. Be for the people, and you're on the right side of history.
Exactly, and I believe in that 100%. And just keep doing it. Just keep doing it because you're doing it the right way. He's doing it the wrong way because he got caught up in the dogma of the Democratic Party. That's my attitude.
Well, I would also
Wilson said, when dogma enters the brain, all intellectual activity ceases. Yes, I
would actually. But you know what? I would actually stay in solidarity with workers everywhere. That he might just been worried about losing his job. Rents are high. I'm like, I disagree with the way he went about it, but I don't know his personal situation.
We'll have him on the show.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
I can't say that because that would go against my restraining order. But if you want to do that,
restraining order against him.
Oh no, he's got one against me.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't agree with that.
He doesn't need a restraining order against you. You're not coming for him.
Well, of course
we want to hang out, buy him a beer.
I do, yeah. But
it's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Valerie
post up the live stream, by the way. Everybody's got to hear what this cop was saying.
Oh, I know. It's so funny.
Okay, all right. 9:29. We got to bounce now. Brian, what's going on?
Tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for NJR Live. We're going to talk, just so you know, if you think that the people of Cuba are rising up against the tyrannical dictatorship, you're in agreement with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who supports those same people, plus all the Blue Lives Matter and Bolsonaro supporters lumped in to one big fascist mess, trying to pretend like the people of Cuba are being ruled over by a tyrannical dictator when in fact it's our embargo called independence. Also, Haiti got a new prime minister, so we're going to spend some time on our island neighbors. And as my wife parks her car in the garage, I'm glad the show is over. Tomorrow night, I'll probably still be outdoors. Our studio is down. My laptop's in the shop. I don't have a great cell signal, but luckily I'm beautiful, so I'll probably be outdoors again for tomorrow night's NJR Live right here, wherever you're watching the Idbox Report. Tune in tomorrow night at the same time, 8 p.m. Catch us then.
Okay, Rod, Lauren, what you guys got coming up? I mean, we talked about dumpster fire, but you guys got any plans on Sunday?
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to go see Super Happy Fun America. I mean, now that we're I might get myself some effigies or something to draw some attention away from that shenanigans.
We gotta make art.
Hey, that's how I do it, baby. Diversity of tactics. I mean, it's all good and fine to go out there and say Nazi go home. I'm all for that. But sometimes the best tactic is to distract from the Nazi shenanigans, especially when they're putting on something like what it sounds like they're doing Sunday.
Yeah, I always tell people if they're putting on a show, upstage them.
Yep.
Upstage them. Well, we have
the attitude. And I got to talk to you more about the plans that are being afoot, that are afoot. Right. So I'll keep you posted on that. I'll hit you up later. I still got to write this story about the Patriot Front guy in Haverhill that got Haverhill. That got arrested. Haverhill, Massachusetts, y'all got arrested for posting Patriot Front and creativity movement stickers all around.
He was armed too, right?
Huh?
It sounds like he was armed.
Yeah, he was armed. He went up to people were following him. People were following him and his friends, and he turned around and flashed a firearm. Sounds like it was a BB gun. He would not have been able to he would not have been able to do that to me because I got a 40 cal just waiting him to say do that shit. So, alrighty, let's bounce out of here. Thank y'all. And
thanks for having us.
Cut out. Let me just let y'all know that One People's Project can be found at onepeoplesproject.com. You can also find idavox.com, where this is our news line. If you want to help us pay for this and everything that we do. Look, we're not friends of Bezos. We're not friends of Bezos. We're not going to get that $100 million that he gave Van Jones today. You know, if we did, Lord knows what we would do with it. Because I'm not really big on a life of luxury. I love me some fucking with people, and $100 million goes a long way to that end. So
I'm at Rod Weber, Lawrence at Splendid Spoon.
We're also at our Dumpster Fire Twitter.
Dumpster Fire 411.
Dumpster Fire 411 to follow all the latest updates on the new movie coming out in October, November.
Yep.
All right. So thank you for coming out, man, and woman, and we will. Hopefully, I'll see you this weekend, and hopefully, I will see y'all next week for the final episode of the IDavox Report this season. We'll be back after next week's episode. I don't know what we're doing yet, but we will be we'll be back after Labor Day. And like I said, you can go to onepeoplesproject.com/donate to raise up, to give us money. You know, that's where I was going with that. And we're 501c3, so we're tax deductible. But not just about the money. Matter of fact, we're not about the money at all. We're about trying to get things done. That's why we do what we do. But that is partially how we do what we do. So this is it. For this week, we ran long because we just enjoyed the company right along. I mean, what can I say? I mean, and we love what they did. All right, y'all. We're out of here. Peace! And we're still here.